You're watching Let's Chat.
Back on March 4th, Chattanoogans faced a ballot box, and we elected a new mayor of Chattanooga. Well, actually, it's the existing mayor of Chattanooga with an overwhelming victory. It's our next guest, current Chattanooga Mayor Tim Kelly. Congratulations on an overwhelming victory.
Well, thank you. I was certainly gratified.
A lot of folks are expecting a lot out of your next term, just like you produced in your first term. But we're going to begin with the amendment that did pass regarding the fire and police department. Can you recap that for us?
Sure. I mean, a simple change that puts us on a level playing field with the county and with the state, which essentially means we can hire city employees wherever they live. So prior to this, if you had to live in Tennessee to work at the city of Chattanooga. So people that lived in Lookout Mountain, Georgia, and Ringgold, Rossville, couldn't work for the fire department, police department. It was really becoming a problem with recruiting, particularly in fire and police.
Sure.
And they brought us that request, and so we were really happy that the voters of Chattanooga decided to grant us that ability.
Which seemed kind of silly because someone could live in Memphis and work here.
Correct.
Couldn't live 2 miles away across the state line.
That's right. It was, I mean, look, city code, we'll talk about the tree ordinance and the sign ordinance, but you know, part of my mission coming into office, and will be in the next 4 years, is trying to straighten out silly things that are in our city code, and that's one of them.
I have no doubt that you'll be able to do that with the utmost confidence.
It's harder than it looks, Chip.
I'm sure it is. One of the things that's really cool about Mayor Tim Kelly, and I don't know if you've noticed his lapel pin or not, but maybe we can get a close-up of that. This is reflective of Chattanooga becoming North America's very first national park city.
That's right.
That's a big deal.
It's a really big deal. I mean, we're only the third city in the world to get this designation. The first was London, the second Adelaide, Australia. There will be others, but it was a long and difficult process. The pin was actually, designed. It was sort of convergent in a way, in that the logo was designed for Chattanooga while we were in this process, but it does reflect our commitment to our outdoors, which really, as I've said many times, is kind of our competitive advantage in Chattanooga.
Sure.
It's the one thing we've got that other cities are not going to ever be able to copy or do better than we do. There are a lot of people watching today who are here because of our outdoor assets, and really the National Park City designation is kind of a way to think about ourselves in that sense of collective identity, right? And we as though we live in a park with city in it, rather than in a city with some parks.
Sure. Long term, what's the economic benefit going to be to Chattanooga of becoming the first such city in North America?
Well, I think one of the unexpected ways is that, you know, we live in a world now where people can live wherever they want with remote work. Talent is kind of the coin of the realm, and we find that a lot of people live in Chattanooga, choose to live in Chattanooga for our commitment to the outdoors and green spaces and water, and so hopefully that will continue to bring talented people to Chattanooga. I think it will help us kind of really lean into our efforts around preservation and sustainability in Chattanooga, and of course, tourism. It will bring a lot more people to Chattanooga. It will make it considerably easier. Pretty soon we'll have the Moccasin Bend will be another national park once the hospital's moved, and I think you're going to continue to see the city of Chattanooga build and invest in more parks in Chattanooga.
The economic impact of this is just going to multiply like nobody's business. So congratulations on that for a job well done. All right, new sign and tree ordinances that are allowing more flexibility for a wider variety of businesses. Fill us in on that.
So, well, the tree ordinance, again, was part of what we investigated during the couple of years that we were applying to be a national park city. I learned quite by accident that we didn't have a tree ordinance. We had no ordinance really to protect trees at all. And our tree canopy has been shrinking over the last 20 or 30 years. And again, this is important to Chattanooga for any number of reasons. So this is really a market-based ordinance. It creates a tree bank. It's not so much about restrictions as working with the market, so that if a developer comes in and wants to develop a whole new property, prior to this, they could just, bulldoze down all the trees. This essentially requires them to keep 36 caliper inches of tree per acre. And if they want to cut them down, if they need to put something in the spot where those trees are, they just pay into a bank so that we can replant more trees. And that's
Smart.
that's the long and short of it. It took a long time to develop because we developed it with developers to make sure that it would work with the market and not be overly restrictive, but we're quite proud of it. And if you want to switch gears, talk about the sign ordinance, I can do that too.
I'd love to, but they're telling us we're out of time.
Well,
we could do an hour
come back
with
later.
you, and it would certainly be fascinating. Your next visit, I want to talk about that, and I'd also like to talk about some of the updates having to do with Carta. But again, we're up against the clock. Congratulations again on a successful re-election bid, and good luck over the next 4 years. Or break a leg, however you're supposed to. You get the idea. You get the idea that you can always get in touch with Chattanooga Mayor Tim Kelly. It's chattanooga.gov, chattanooga.gov. Are you into Tai Chi? No, not you, Mayor Kelly, but I was talking to the audience. If you are, stick around. We've got some pointers, and if you're not, we'll tell you why you should be. Next on Let's Chat.